Do you have a Chromecast with Google TV and would love to get rid of these two buttons that say Netflix and YouTube and maybe make them launch something more useful like Plex or Kodi? Stick around and I'll show you how to do it. So the Google TV is a pretty neat product and it does a lot of stuff for you. But for those of you who are more interested in using it for Plex or Kodi or something like that, these two buttons that are predefined don't really help. I mean, okay, so if you love YouTube, we push the YouTube button and we jump straight to YouTube. But or Netflix for that matter, if we want to jump to Netflix. But me personally, I would much rather use the two buttons to be mapped to something a little more useful, such as Plex or Kodi. And we're going to use an app to do this, as I mentioned in the description. Let's go over to apps, and I've already previously installed this, but I put a link in the description so you get the exact right one. It's called Button Mapper, Remap Your Keys, and the developer is FLAR2, F-L-A-R-2, as you see there on the screen. And as I mentioned before, this is not a free app. It's free to install, but if you want to remap those particular buttons, you'll have to pay to unlock it. And it's done within the app. It's a $5 donation, in-app purchase. Okay, we've installed it. We've opened it. Now we get the Start Accessibility service. This has to be done in order to make all this work. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. And that puts us in the settings menu. We'll scroll down to System and go to Accessibility, and then scroll down to Button Mapper. We'll turn it on, and we'll say OK. And now we're kicked back into Button Mapper. Now, Button Mapper has tons and tons of features and options. I mean, there's tons and tons of things to set up. When you're paying for an app, you should get a lot of variety and options. And as you can see, there's absolutely tons and tons and tons of options in here. Not all of them are germane, but a lot of them are to this device. So let's go ahead and get those buttons reprogrammed. First, we have to add both buttons into the Button Mapper. So we're just going to go ahead and choose Add Buttons. We're going to push the YouTube button. And as you see quickly, it jumped us over to YouTube. But it did register the button. We now have to go back to the app. And we're going to go ahead and add the... Let's go ahead and add the Netflix button now. So we'll add buttons, add button, and we'll hit the Netflix. And boom, you saw it register, but it did launch Netflix. Okay, so back into Button Mapper we go. And let's go in here and take a look. So we'll go down to button 2, which was the YouTube button. And we are going to turn on Customize. And for single tap, we are going to change the action. There's a whole bunch of different actions you can do, by the way, in here. There's system actions, media actions, blah, blah, blah. But we want to launch an application. And let's go find Plex. Plex. Where is the Plex? Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. And, okay, now we're set up for Plex single tap. So let's hit back, and we're going to go ahead and do button 3. And button 3, we are going to change to my Network Tuner HD home run so I can watch live over-the-air television right here on this Google TV. Okay, let's test it out from the home screen. Hit the YouTube button. We're prompted to assign it to a YouTube app. Well, that's not exactly what we wanted. Well, hopefully the Netflix button works okay. Let's try that one. Wait a minute. There we go. And, HD home run runs. Yay. But let's get back to trying to get this YouTube one to run. Let me go back to the home screen here. Okay, so, hit the YouTube button again and I get this. All right, back to home. Let's go back and check it out. Maybe I made a mistake in setting that up. Let's go back to Button Mapper and make sure that we actually have that button set up right. Well, it says Plex. Okay, is there anything down here? No, this should work. Let's turn it off and back on again. When all else fails, right? Let's try it again. Let's back out of here. Man, YouTube. Well, wait a minute. So I selected YouTube and it ran Plex anyway. let me try this again. YouTube. Okay, let's change it to, I don't know. Okay, it still ran Plex though, but it's telling me I can reprogram it. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So what if I just hit like back out? No? So it seems like whatever I choose, even if I back out of it, it still does do the launch action, but it's not what I want. This isn't what I want at all. Well, there's got to be a way around this. There's got to be some sort of a solution. It does sort of run Plex the way I want it to, but not quite. Well, what about the Netflix button? Is that one at least working? Make sure I didn't actually make the HD tuner work. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the True Crime Network came up. All right. Well, so the HD Home Run app seems to be working fine. Everything looks good in here. So it's just this YouTube button. Well, you know what? There's ways around that. So maybe maybe we have to suffer with this, but I'm willing to bet that we can go in here and come up with a different solution. So maybe we can't overcome the single button solution, but what if we did like a double tap or a long press? Let's jump into the button mapper, and let's go in here and monkey around with button 2 again, which is the YouTube button. Let's make double tap Plex. And let's make long press Plex. By God, we're going to get Plex run if it kills us here. All right, let's see how this works out. All right, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. So single press is still broken. Okay, I may have to get out of this. Something's not quite right here. Okay, here we go. Oh, hey, double press worked fine. Hey, there we go. Okay, so single press is the only thing. Oh, wait a minute. Dang it. Stop it. So what I'm seeing here, no, dang it. So what I'm seeing here is that you can use a single press and then another button, which will immediately take you to Plex. So if you double click the YouTube button, it will look like it goes straight to Plex, but it really doesn't. It's actually just because you've cleared that other screen. I mean, I guess that kind of works. So double tap kind of works, but not really as described. I mean, it's better than nothing. So the long press doesn't work. Yeah, so it looks like they've really got that button hard coded in there. They really want you to launch YouTube, but it does sort of work to get us there. Let's go back to button mapper here. So I'll have my whale. Ahab will have his whale. Let's go to button 3. All right, we'll make button 3 our theoretical biatch. How about that? So let's go in here. We'll make single tap duplex. Yeah, double tap does HD home run. And I don't know what I was doing there. Let's go and make, I don't know. What else I got in here? All right, how about Pluto TV will be long press? Let's see how this behaves, shall we? Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, I just hit that back there a little quick. Let's do that again. There we go. Single click, Plex. Yes. Double click. Yes, yes, yes. We got HD home run, and long press gives us Pluto TV. Although it still tries to launch that Netflix crap in the background. So it looks like the whole button thing, there's the YouTube, our favorite thing, came back. It does look like it does work with some caveats. It does override, but it still tries to run the other stuff in the back. Which, listen, it's not a deal killer here, and I'm willing to bet that if we were to go in and take that Netflix offline, totally like freeze the app or something, I bet we could do something with that. So yeah, it works. There's some definite caveats to it, but I'm curious. What if I did the mute button? Let's go in here. Maybe the mute button doesn't have anything crazy attached to it. So let's take the single tap. We'll make it Disney. All right, let's see if that even works. Yeah. Okay, so we can reprogram the mute button too. So maybe we're going to make this difficult here. Let's go and see if we can have our way with the mute button and do whatever we want to it. Since there's obviously something that's watching those other two buttons. Hey, listen, the other two buttons kind of work, but if we can make that mute button do what we want. Let's make the single. Okay, so let's go in here. There's where is that at here? It's in here somewhere. System, is it in here? It's probably under audio. Never know. There's a lot of stuff we can do with this thing. Let's try this again. Not system. Media. There we go. That's got to be it. Mute volume. Perfect. Okay, cool. And then let's go back to applications. We're going to get this one way or the other. I will have my Plex. Well, let's try Hulu. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, we'll make button mapper the long press. This should make it a lot easier to get back here. All right, so double tap on the mute button. All right, that gives us Hulu. Perfect, and long press brings us back here. All right, well, listen. Hulu. Back to home. All right, so there you have it. There's definitely ways of making this work. They definitely try to stop you from doing it, but we found out that you can override the YouTube, the Netflix, even the mute button to do all sorts of things. And frankly, I think that works okay. I mean, listen, it's better than having to go and navigate to those apps yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, subscribe, click the little bell so you get notified of all these great videos. I'm Shane R. Monroe, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care.